do not have to accept her rejection.
Yes, sir. We got another documentary for y'all niggas. The internet and get the what the fuck that nigga name is, bro. The worst fake gurus destroyed by Penguin Zero, bro. Another documentary.
From
Let's get
bad
it, bro.
financial takes.
Dang, dude, nobody's ever done that. The entire amount. I'll find you a jet. They found me a jet. I took delivery of it on December what?
To downright awful dating advice.
You do not have to accept her rejection.
There's no shortage of fake
Whoa, gang, you going straight to jail for that shit? What the fuck is you talking about, bro?
gurus on the internet.
What the fuck is this
all
nigga talking
claiming to
about?
be experts in their field.
Look,
When
say you
in
ain't gotta
reality, they're
Yo,
nothing more than
what?
sleazy con men who take advantage of their desperate
Nah,
followers.
this
They
nigga
do what it takes
wild,
to
bro.
squeeze every last dollar from their audience,
And
all
niggas
while
fall for
offering
this shit.
advice that's vague at best and dangerously misguided at worst. And while many of them go unchecked, some of these so-called experts find themselves in the crosshairs of Penguin Zero, aka
Yes,
Charlie,
sir,
who
Charlie.
has no qualms about dismantling
Bro,
these
this
digital
nigga is so
snake oil
chill, bro.
salesmen and exposing them for who they really are.
The
Liars.
most chillest
The only thing
YouTuber.
more
Look at
pathetic
this
than a
nigga,
guy
bro.
who calls himself an alpha male is a guy who calls himself an alpha male and then tries to sell advice to desperate, lonely men.
Hi, I'm the Internet Anarchist. I create
Anarchist,
weekly
yeah.
YouTube documentaries, and
Anarchist.
today we're diving into the worst fake gurus exposed by Penguin Zero.
Let's
how
do
he
it,
tore
bro.
into their grifts and even saved an innocent YouTuber from financial ruin in the process.
How the fuck you do
starting
that,
with
though?
one of the biggest posers
Who's this?
online.
The fuck is
Jason
this?
Wojo. Put simply, Jason is a budget Andrew Tate who tries way too hard to flex his non-existent wealth.
Right.
Take you for example.
You got a lot of
and
Andrew
we both
Tates, bro.
pull up and we go to your girl. Odds are I'm gonna take that bitch. If
Hell
you
nah.
compared me,
Hell nah, you ain't taking my girl, nigga. Watch out, bro. You feel me? My girl not going for that.
to you, you're not gonna win that battle.
He found his small
Not a goddamn
audience by
battle,
flooding
gang.
sites like YouTube and TikTok with thousands of short videos,
Damn.
spouting pseudo-intellectual nonsense.
You're poor if you vote for the president. Goldfish are smarter than humans.
The
Your
fuck?
t-shirt is putting us into debt. Money
What
is actually
the
not real.
fuck?
But as it turned out, this
Yo,
quote,
this nigga
self-made
is so
multimillionaire
stupid.
didn't
Yo,
even pay the editors who
who the
created
fuck is
these
buying this
videos
nigga
for him,
courses, though?
with one of them writing, "Have been working for Wojo from past 3 to 4 months as video editor, and there are other 15 to 16 editors which Wojo hired. First 2 months were very good, but after that, he didn't pay us all for 2 months, and now he's not replying to any of us
Scammer.
and have blocked us. So please be aware of this fraud Wojo, who calls himself a multi-millionaire, which he's not." As time went on, he transitioned from a fake marketing expert to an even worse life coach with terrible advice like this.
If you go to the gym like these idiots, that's why you're broke. I'm gonna tell you why going to the
Oh,
gym is a
fuck? Whoa, so how the fuck am I supposed to get my body right, nigga? What is you talking about,
fucking
bro?
waste of money. If you truly think that you getting bigger arms and you getting bigger calves is gonna make you more money, you are very, very mistaken.
Nobody
Everything
said
that
it's gonna
happens
make me.
within business or mental shit happens up here. Has nothing to do with anything else.
This even left his own viewers confused, unsure whether he was joking
Yeah,
or
this
actually
nigga
trying
wild,
to give
bro.
serious
I don't know what the
advice,
fuck this nigga
with
talking
comments
about, bro.
like, "I think this guy is trolling," and
He-
"Is this
he
guy
must be
serious?"
rage baiting, bro. I
This
don't
also
know.
caught the attention of Charlie, who uploaded his video on Jason in March of 2023, referring to him as simply, quote, "pathetic."
I'm sure you've all heard the expression, fake it till you make it, but today I want to take a look at what happens when all you do is fake it without ever making it. You end up like this loser we're about to take a look at today.
Damn
A
it.
guy who has become a complete parody of self-confidence, but without any level of self-awareness.
Charlie started by roasting Jason's fake confidence, stemming
right.
solely from his rented sports car.
Bro's out here rocking that man dark body type and acting like he for some reason be able to take your girl just because he rolled up in a
Bro.
rented McLaren. This guy's entire personality is money. He's like a real life Mr. Krabs, but with even skinnier arms.
Before talking about
Damn.
why he thinks Jason is faking his
Wow.
wealth just to appear more successful
Y'all know Mr.
online
Krabs
than he
skinny
is
as
in real
shit, though.
life.
Now, why I don't believe him about the success of his business is because the only thing he shows that's worth money is his car, the McLaren. He's made like 1,000 shorts.
You got the
about
only
how
one?
much
That's the
money
only
he
one you
spends
got?
filling up a McLaren's tank. or how often he drives his McLaren, and that is the only thing worth a lot of money that he's ever shown, at least that I've seen. So that leads me to believe that it is 100% rented, or he really dumped all of his money into that one vehicle in
that's
order
what
to
I'm
portray
saying.
himself as a successful businessman.
Charlie then moved on to the most brain-dead take Jason had in his arsenal and tore it to shreds.
Here's why the gym does not matter. I'm tired of guys that are like, oh, I'm going to the gym, I'm trying to get fit. I feel like I have a pretty decent tone.
No,
you don't.
Slenderman
You
hit you
don't
with that
get.
jump scare in the
You
beginning.
don't. You
So
don't,
this
bro.
is his rant about why
You
going to
don't,
the
bro.
gym makes you a fucking idiot. Because he's skinny and insecure, so you going to the gym is offensive to him. It's pretty pathetic. You don't want to go to the gym, that's fine. Buddy's out here
Don't
built
tell
like
niggas,
two
but-
French fries duct taped to an uncooked spaghetti noodle. And if you're happy with your body there, that's absolutely fine. But why shit on people that are going to the gym? He makes a whole rant about why it's stupid to do it, which is laughable.
This video became quite a success, amassing over
said
6.5
two
million
French
views
fries.
to date,
Two
something Jason
glued
wasn't
together.
very happy about, as evident from his salty comment, which
Yeah.
reads, "Keep giving me views, making my reaction video now to this clown," to which he only received one reply, calling him a clown. Jason, however, decided to go ahead with making a response,
Nobody
and
gives a
just
fuck,
2
nigga.
hours later, uploaded a video that was over twice the length of Charlie's roast session. But despite trying his best, the best counter-argument he could come up with was criticizing the way Charlie said McLaren.
This part pisses me off.
McLaren.
because He says the name wrong like 8 times in a row. It's not McLaren, it's McLaren. Okay, so that's how we know this guy doesn't really have a lot of status. He doesn't understand these things.
Charlie didn't want to
Bro,
extend
that nigga got more subscribers than you, bro. That nigga gets more paid than you gang. What the fuck is you talking about? He ain't got no more material shit, bro. He doesn't need no material shit, bro. You flashing fake ass shit, bro. You hear me?
that drama, but
Watch
felt
out,
like
bro.
Jason
Watch
needed
out,
another
bro.
reality check. So, a couple of days later, he uploaded his second video on Jason, dunking on his dim-witted finance take.
Contrary to the delusion that you're fucking encumbered by, you don't need 30K a month to start living. You don't. Like, I can't believe anyone actually thinks that way. What an outrageous claim to make.
While also pointing out how stupid it is for him to challenge Charlie to a boxing match.
The funny part is that I
Bro,
don't need to be in
what?
shape. And you know what? I'm gonna make this statement in the video.
Nigga trying to
We
go
should do a
viral, bro.
boxing match with him
The jokes hurt your feelings. They got under your skin.
That you wanna get
So
into
now
a fight.
You're coping with this defense mechanism of, I'll beat you in a fight because of what
watch
you
out,
said.
bro.
And I feel like that's just the ultimate fucking L. Now, let's walk through this hypothetical. Let's say I took up the malnourished Martian on his fight offer and he beats my ass. He brutalizes me somehow. He takes his McLaren out and he's like, get a load of this, tough guy, and he starts wailing on me. What does that change about everything I've said about him?
You did
It's
nothing.
all still the
Literally
truth.
nothing.
All the jokes are still applicable.
After getting dunked on by Charlie a second time, Jason tried to extend the drama for views
Nah,
and
bro,
posted an
nah,
even
bro.
longer response. But by this point, it was clear from
Nah,
his
bro,
tone
we're
that
not
Charlie
gon-
was
nah,
getting
bro.
under his skin.
Penguins, whatever his name is.
Brother, you have the video up on the screen. What do you mean penguins, whatever his name is? You could have just opened your eyes.
See, this is the part where it's like, you have a number in your name, so that's why I'm like, I don't know if that 0 means anything. Also, if you get that triggered by the fact that I said that,
Boo,
that's a massive
man.
insecurity.
During this
This
time,
guy stinks,
YouTuber
bro.
Marky also uploaded a now-deleted video calling Jason out for not paying his editors, to which Jason replied by threatening a cease and desist.
My DMs don't work. Email me, jason@wardrobemedia.com, as I have a cease and desist to send you from my legal team to take the video down.
Instead of backing down, Marky offered to take down his videos on Jason if he
Why
paid
you-
his editors,
Yeah, bro.
which finally made him cough up the money he owed. Charlie's videos also made everyone see how big of a loser Jason was,
goddamn
resulting in
dumbass.
even more YouTubers roasting his nonsensical takes. He tried to farm views from the drama, but quickly realized the few thousand views weren't worth the immense backlash. He then tried to take the moral high ground for backing off the drama, stating, "I stepped away from these clickbaity videos to clean
Chill
the
out.
image
Chill
because
out.
it wasn't worth the
Nigga, you're not
virality.
getting the
I
views,
don't want
bro.
to do the viral videos I was doing, and I deserve to do what I want to do.
Bro,
There's
you are
been
not
no
getting the
viral
views,
videos
bro.
going out, and I don't want to do that posting anymore." But not before bragging about his supposed success one last time, reading, "Using my name to make money is funny, shows you actually how much my image is worth. And I'll be back to make better videos, but I'm cleaning up my agency due to the increased business that we have gotten from the attention. He's since gone back to posting his usual bad advice on TikTok and YouTube, where he barely gets a few hundred views per video. That said, when it comes to bad financial advice, Charlie has only encountered a few gurus worse than Grant Cardone. A big difference between Jason and someone like Grant is that Grant is
a
actually
big influence.
rich. He
Yeah,
managed to make some
actually
smart
a
real
big
estate
influence.
investments in the past,
think
resulting
he
in
made
him
money from
becoming
that?
a millionaire. He's since used that money to present himself as one of the smartest businessmen on the planet, something that's hard to believe once you start paying attention to his questionable financial takes.
If I made 400 grand a year, I would be embarrassed with myself as a husband, a father, basically as a human being.
Bro, that's great money, gang. That's good. Isn't that good?
400 grand. How do you make sense of $35,000 a month? You guys haven't done the math.
It's not that bad,
You
gang.
have not done the math because you cannot live on 400 grand a year.
This just highlights how out of touch he is. As
Bro,
a
that's-
comment on YouTube pointed out, 35k a month, not enough. This should be
That's-
less of a how do you live on that and more of the how the hell do you spend that. I've literally always felt that 10 to 15k a month is pretty damn bougie. If you struggle to survive on 35k, you seriously need to get back in touch with your roots as a human. But that's only the tip of the iceberg,
Bro, 35
because
is a
the
lot,
biggest
gang.
issue with
I ain't
Grant
gonna lie.
is that he's a hypocrite who doesn't believe in anything he's saying. He constantly flip-flops between different advice, often saying the complete opposite of what he said in the past.
The savings rate this month hit a low of 2.7%. This is a unbelievable and ridiculous warning sign that I told you about last week.
The person that has $236.
Invest it all in yourself. You're already broke. Don't hold on to $236. Our parents, they taught us to save money. You
Bro,
know?
what?
Look, man, you're spending money on junk when you don't need it. Look at my little things, man. I know guys walking around with $500 and $600 headphones, and I got my little freebies that came with my phone. Why? What's the difference? So this is a 13-passenger Gulfstream. It retails for about $61 million. Truth
God
is, most
damn.
people don't like money. I know they don't like money. You know how I know they don't like money?
How you know
Because
that,
as
man?
soon as you get some, you get rid of it. You buy shit with it. I mean, it's crazy. When you start putting stuff on a jet, it's bizarre. Like this door was not in here. This door right here, believe it or not,
Ain't that useless though, gang?
cost $850,000 to put in.
His fluctuating advice and complete disconnect from reality.
Niggas say you
is
don't
also
like
what
money. Niggas
inspired
just
Charlie
bought a
to post
81
video on
kills
the
and
man titled "This
million
Guy
dollar
Gives the
door or
Worst
some shit.
Advice." He opens the video by calling out Grant for his insane take on how $35,000 a month isn't enough to live off of.
You have not
I don't know
done
where
the
this
math
nigga
because
live
you
at,
cannot
bro.
live on 400 grand a year.
Probably
fuck
one
this
of the
nigga
most
live?
out-of-touch statements I've ever heard.
With myself as a husband,
Where does this nigga live at, bro?
basically as a human being. 400 grand. How do you make sense of $35,000?
Where do you live, gang? Where do you live?
You
Space?
guys haven't done the
Mars? Where the fuck do you live?
You have not done the math because you cannot live on 400 grand a year.
Probably one of the most out-of-touch statements I've ever heard. That's up there with Ubisoft claiming that their pirate game, Bone of Thieves or something, Bone on the Water, what is it called? Skull and Bones, since they claim that that was the first quadruple A game ever made. Like, it is shocking.
He then followed this up by exposing the real reason behind this outrageous statement from Grant.
Now, I'm not dumb enough to think that he really believes that. This is one of those tough love approaches that a lot of gurus take because for some reason, some desperate men have like a humiliation kink where they want to be like talked down to and belittled. He's just saying.
Yeah, who the
things he
fuck is
thinks
that,
people
bro? If I
want to
find
hear
out when
from
y'all
this
niggas
audience.
is likes getting demasculated or whatnot, they call that, bro. I don't know what's wrong with
in
you,
order
bro.
to try and make
Seriously,
money
bro.
off of them.
And this couldn't be more true. At the end
Bro.
of the day, Grant's ultimate goal isn't to give sound financial advice that will help his viewers. Instead, his goal is to sell more of his 20+ courses that range from $50 to nearly $1,000. However,
damn,
the
for
stupidity
a
of
goddamn
everything
course?
we've seen so far pales in comparison to the advice he has for young people, where he tells them to buy property with their monthly allowance and enjoy the rent as spending money.
Every 15-year-old kid should be doing this right now. If you're getting an allowance of $300 a month, buy a piece of real estate that pays you $30 a month. Only use the 30, don't touch the 300.
But how would a young, normal person get money?
Allowance, side jobs, side hustles. I was 14 years old. I was working every weekend. I was mowing lawns, doing whatever I could to get some extra money.
This is one of the most out-of-touch financial advice that
300
anyone's put
for a
out on
month.
the internet.
Y'all
With
niggas
one
getting
commenter
300
satirizing
a
just to
month?
show how absurd it is.
For your mom and shit?
Stating, I was working every weekend mowing lawns, saving my $300 a week allowance. When it came down to it, and I finally had to leave the nest at age 9, I asked my father for a small loan of $1 million. Charlie agreed with this sentiment and didn't hold anything back when ripping Grant apart for this
Well, y'all niggas
asinine
get
line of
300
thinking.
a month?
Hey pal, you just blow in from Stupid Town? It's actually impressive just how much dog shit he was able to fit in only 20 seconds. That is an achievement that he was able to drivel out so much trash in only 20 seconds. There's like a million things you can point out as being just blatantly wrong here.
He even went a step further and broke down the many flaws in Grant's arguments one by one, starting with what he thinks an average allowance looks like.
$300 a month
That's what I'm
allowance,
saying.
Grant. Do you think that's normal?
Y'all
Do you
niggas-
think
y'all
that
niggas
that's the
get-
normal allowance that a child would get from their family?
Nah,
That
bro,
is
like-
an absurdly high allowance.
Yo, that's what I'm
At that
saying, bro.
point,
Y'all niggas
your
get
family's
300?
already pretty well off. If you're getting $300
Yeah, bro,
a month
nah,
as a
you-
15-year-old, why don't you just call over your butler Jeeves and ask him to grab a couple gold bricks out of the family safe? Then you've already succeeded as a
Yo,
millionaire. You don't even need
nah.
Grant Cardone's advice on how to accomplish it. That is so fucking
300
stupid as
per
a
month?
number to be throwing around.
Before giving Grant another reality
Nah,
check.
that's wild,
The
bro.
pipe dream of an allowance as a 15-year-old at $300 a month. Let's just say somehow
That's
you
wild,
had
bro.
that.
I ain't gonna lie, bro.
Grant, as a 15-year-old,
Why the
how
fuck
are
would
you
I
going
bu-
to start investing in real estate with $300 a month?
True.
You're never going to get approved for a
Yeah.
loan as a 15-year-old that is getting
I ain't even
$300
think
a month
about
as
that.
allowance. It's not even tied to a
I ain't
fucking
even think
job.
about that.
So good luck finding any reputable place that's going to give you a loan for real estate. You are also 15 years old, so you can't even legally purchase real estate without someone co-signing.
Grant didn't think twice before throwing out this absurd advice, and Charlie's breakdown made this abundantly clear. What Charlie didn't realize, however, was that he was taking a major risk by posting this video, because, as it turns out, Grant is more than willing to file a lawsuit against anyone
damn,
who
bro.
criticizes his expertise. A few months before Charlie posted his video, Grant proudly announced his intent to sue anyone who calls him out on the internet, stating, "I will be aggressively seeking damages against all who attempt to defame my name, brand, or businesses
Damn, bro.
without providing supporting facts and due diligence to support your libelous claims. And you will not be able to hide behind the veil of he is a public figure, in my opinion, or I was drunk as your defense. Additional warning, all YouTubers, influencers, podcasters, moderators, and hosts on audio platforms, including guests on live or recorded social platforms who
Bro,
seek to
this
damage
nigga,
a
bro,
business,
wow.
brand, or name without providing supporting facts and due diligence to support their claims and headlines must be stopped from their vicious and damaging libel. He wanted to intimidate all of his critics from speaking out against him, but this completely backfired when he had the bright idea to pay Twitter to run it as an ad across the platform. As one of the top replies mentions, "You ran an ad for this? Oh, your feelings got hurt, Lamel."
Oh,
And
shit,
despite
nigga
this
ran an
bold
ad,
claim,
bro.
he never went after Charlie, possibly fearing the backlash he'd receive from his millions of loyal fans.
Nah,
Quietly
you
accepting
wild,
the
yeah.
criticism was the right approach, something the next fake guru on our list realized as well. Fresh and Fit is the name of an alpha male podcast hosted by
Of
duo
course,
Myron
bro, of
Gaines
course,
and
of
Walter
course,
Weeks.
of course.
The entire premise of this podcast is to 1. Invite a bunch of women on the podcast, 2. Ask fake
Roast them.
questions, and 3. Cut them off before they can answer, all in an effort to make women look dumb and make themselves look like the ultimate chads who are the authority on dating and relationships.
Niggas
Do you
Chad,
think the
bro.
man that you're gonna go out with more than likely is as selective as you?
Yeah, I would think so.
No, they're not.
Well,
They're not. Men are not nearly as picky as women. So who really has the privilege?
Yeah, what?
Ooh.
okay.
Because I don't think women understand that, like, you guys are very replaceable.
When they're not purposefully belittling
Nah,
women,
gang,
the
you
two hosts are
wild.
busy making up fake
Hey, this
stories
nigga
to
wild,
strengthen
bro.
their online alpha male persona.
Yeah, nah, they
On May
just be
13th,
lying, bro. I ain't gonna lie, bro.
2022,
That
Charlie
nigga
came
just be
across one
lying.
of these obviously fake stories and couldn't help but expose the lie on YouTube with a video titled
Bro, I
"Most
saw that
Embarrassing
shit,
Alpha
yeah.
Male Ever." He opened
Yo, this
by
nigga,
setting
bro.
the premise of the video.
This
The
nigga
only
would be
thing more
lying,
pathetic than
bro.
a
I
guy
ain't
who
gonna
calls
care,
himself
bro.
an alpha male is a guy who calls himself an alpha male and then tries to sell advice to desperate, lonely men.
While diving headfirst into a
Who's this,
made-up
fit
story
or
told
fresh?
by Walter.
But today we're going to talk about my W in terms of having 3 women in one day.
It didn't take long for Charlie to begin expressing his
Hey.
doubt.
Let me stop you
Yo,
right there.
that story
I
gets me every
already
time,
don't
bro.
believe you.
Yo,
it's
bro.
super hard to think that anything they say is real when they constantly make stupid fucking claims like this one.
Not to mention they've both shown themselves to be frauds time and time again.
You know, we're both
bro. Triple-digit notch count. He's in the quadruples.
There is no reality in the entirety of the fucking multiverse where this man has slept with one woman, let alone over 1,000 of them. Doctor Strange could peer into an endless multiverse and never find one where this guy slept with 1,000 women.
Nah,
they just
bro.
say a whole bunch of made-up bullshit constantly.
In addition to just roasting Walter, Charlie also decided to put on his detective hat and point out the massive holes in his obviously fake story.
But I met this guy at a pool party. He's an NBA player. I won't say his name for some reasons, but, you know, he's a pretty top-tier guy, high-value guy, right? I'm at the bar ordering drinks for my friends.
It's not like a story that like a nigga would tell in 5th grade, like, damn nigga, yeah, I used to do this shit, you know what I'm saying? I got booty cheeks and shit. Whole time niggas ain't even see some cooch for real, bro. God damn, bro.
And he says, yo, bro, what's a good spot to go party at tonight? I told him, look, bro, you can go downtown, you can go to Brickell, Wynwood, doesn't really matter. But I'm going to downtown because it's a really good spot.
This story's already got more plot holes in it than Kingdom Hearts. Why would an NBA player go up to a random guy at a pool party to ask for a party later? He's clearly already connected. He found out about the pool party, so why would he go up to a complete stranger at a bar to ask for further advice on partying? And then going a step further to add him on Instagram.
While Charlie tried to keep things calm, some of Walter's claims were a bit too outrageous to ignore.
You are somehow putting yourself in the same ballpark as a fucking NBA player. You who runs one of the most laughed at podcasts on the internet since the My Little Pony fan club radio show. You think that you are a same level of high value male as an NBA player?
Yo!
Fucking mind blowing.
Charlie's viewers didn't
Yo,
take it
this
easy
nigga
on the guy
lying,
either,
bro.
with comments like,
Bro.
his speech pattern is the most insecure thing I've ever witnessed in my life. He literally talks like a scared child in the principal's office. And this guy is the embodiment of fake it till you make it. He just never makes it. This video ended up becoming quite popular, receiving 5.5 million views to date. And as I mentioned earlier, Fresh and Fit made the smart choice and didn't retaliate in any obvious way, or they'd have dug themselves an even deeper hole, like the next fake guru on our list, Alpha Dom. As his name suggests, Alpha Dom is another one of those self-proclaimed alpha males.
That niggas
who are
love
great
being
at
alpha
attracting
males, ain't it?
He is somewhat similar to the hosts of Fresh and Fit, but he takes things a step further and presents himself as a dating coach. He even has a whole website selling his $200+ video dating course with a description.
I'm not buying a video off a bro. I'm not buying a video that costs $200, bro. Okay, I don't know, bro. You better have fucking Michael Jordan giving me some advice or some shit, bro. I'm not buying that shit if it's just you with no proof. Talk about bullshit, bro. I'm not buying 200. No, bro. No, bro. You better give me a goddamn autograph from goddamn LeBron James or some shit, bro. God damn, 200? You watch, bro. Watch out,
That's
bro.
entirely
Hell
written
nah,
by
bro.
ChatGPT. However,
nah, bro.
while there's nothing inherently wrong with helping people find their confidence in dating, Alpha Dom's
Edit
advice on
that,
the
bro.
matter is downright criminal.
You do not have to accept her rejection.
Telling men to ignore a lack of
And you do not have to reject going to goddamn jail, because you going straight to goddamn jail after that shit. I'm telling you right now.
consent is not a
Don't you
good
go-
look,
don't you
something
go-
Charlie
bro,
pointed
you-
out in his
bro.
video as well.
You couldn't script a worse start to this
Bro.
lesson.
You're gonna go
don't
straight to
have
jail,
to
bro.
accept her rejection.
Yeah, you're going straight
Brother,
to jail.
that's like the #1 thing you should accept, not just with women, but with
You
people
everything,
in
bro.
general.
You know what I'm saying?
Nobody likes the pushy douchebag that refuses to take
No,
no for
straight
an
to jail.
answer. The guy's out here cosplaying as a car salesman, treating romance like it's a Yu-Gi-Oh duel. No, I will not allow this to happen because I have this trap card. The conversation will continue whether you like it or not.
For anyone who isn't familiar with Dom's teachings, this might look like satire. Maybe he's trying to parody other alpha male dating coaches. Unfortunately, Dom is serious about everything he says, and even doubles down.
Bro, how the
without
fuck
a
do you look at
second
yourself in the
thought.
mirror and say, yeah,
I'm a
nigga?
professional dating coach and I teach guys how to understand the female mind. Now, if you're one of the people that haven't applied anything in my course or my videos or anything like that, this video is not for you. This is an advanced technique.
Charlie then proceeded to tear down everything Alpha Dom had to say about dating, from mocking his insistence on ignoring consent.
Knew a girl, and she said, "Oh, you know, I'm not really interested." And I instead
Yeah,
of
you
just going,
leave.
okay, and then just turning around.
No, that's exactly what you do. You say, okay, and then turn the fuck around and go about your business.
That
That's
way,
exactly what you
I
do.
did this. Why would you not be interested in me? I'm the best.
It's genius! The chosen one! Lisan Al-Gaib! How could we have not thought of that technique? Whoa! Instead of just accepting when a girl isn't into you, you say, wait, but you should be. No, you! He's done it! He's cracked the code!
To pointing out just how obviously fake and made up his stories are.
Of all of the things in the world
He got
that
stories
have never
too?
happened, that has never happened the most. That is the most didn't happen shit of all time. What a bunch of baloney. Actual horseradish on this story. Just a blatant lie trying to get dudes to buy into this fantasy that he's selling, to try and go to his website
bunch
and
of
give him money for the
crackers,
worst
bro.
advice you'll ever hear.
And even highlighted his struggle to keep it together after getting called out by some of his viewers on TikTok.
TikTok were making fun of this guy, so he responded to the haters.
Hey, what do you say?
So I'm gonna try to gain composure in this one. I've filmed this video way too many fucking times.
No, you didn't. That's an absolute lie. You're trying to put on a strong face because you're the alpha, but it's pretty clear the comments and what people are saying got to you, got under your skin, and you're making this as a strong response to it where you're laughing in their face. But the laugh is so unbelievably forced and fake, it's very clear. This shit looks like some kind of high school drama club audition laugh.
At this point, the smart thing would have
frying
been to
that nigga,
accept
bro.
the criticism and move on. Alpha Dom, however, decided to fight back by showing
Okay,
random
nigga.
PayPal screenshots to brag about the supposed money he's making after getting called out by Charlie.
A lot of people have been saying, hey, once Penguins makes a video on you, you're done. Your internet career is over. One thing. Except there's one issue with that.
Bro, you scamming niggas out their goddamn money,
He
bro.
also argued that Charlie only mocked him because he didn't have the full context that the complete Alpha Dom course offered. What he probably didn't expect was that Charlie actually took him up on the offer. On the 24th of February 2024,
Nigga bought the course?
he returned with a second video on the self-proclaimed alpha male, this time with complete access to his course. And it was just as disastrous as you might expect.
The girl of your dreams is rare. Nope, it's not. The girl of your dreams is not rare. And here's why.
With one comment under the video writing, his advice is so dangerously effective that he had to wear his seatbelt while giving it. If Dom had stayed quiet after the first roast, he likely would have been completely forgotten. Instead, he tried to clap
Yo, niggas
back
are cooking,
and
bro. I
ended
ain't
up
gonna lie,
becoming
bro.
the
Niggas
poster
know how
boy
to
for
pick up,
fake
bro.
alpha
You
male
feel me?
gurus in Charlie's fan base.
God damn.
He should have learned from the example of BitBoy, who backed off the minute he was called out by Charlie. BitBoy is one of the largest crypto channels on YouTube. His content
here we
is
go
centered
again.
around the idea of Ben Armstrong,
Crypto.
the channel's host, being a crypto expert, a guru if you will. But as is typical for most things related to crypto,
Logan
it wasn't
Paul.
long before Ben started using the trust his audience had in
Crypto's
him to
old.
scam them out of potentially millions. Then, in November of 2021, YouTuber Atozy called him out on his many scams.
I told you there's a project guaranteed to increase in price. I know you would probably want to jump in, but I'm sure the first thought you would have would be, wait a second, that doesn't sound right. Well, this is where we get into the complicated gray areas of decentralized finance.
What was that, BitBoy? A project that's guaranteed to go up in price? Let's
Why
see
are
where
you
this
telling us
project is
about?
today. Wow.
But instead of owning up to his
No,
crime
pumping
and
up.
apologizing
You
to his
hear me?
audience, Ben decided it would be more effective to silence Atozy. So, in May of 2022, he filed a $75,000
God damn,
defamation
bro.
lawsuit against his critic. This was a terrifying situation for Otozi, as a prolonged and expensive lawsuit could have meant losing everything he'd built over the years.
So yeah, I have officially been sued. This is horrifying. And I realize I'm sadly risking everything I've built over the last 5 years just to stand up for myself and make this video.
But just when Otozi thought he'd spend the next few years fighting Ben in court, Charlie came to his rescue. On the 20th of August 2022, Charlie made a video covering the lawsuit.
His name is BitBoy Crypto. He's a YouTube crypto influencer who's currently suing another YouTuber named Otozi,
while also calling out Ben for his scummy tactics.
Every now and then, some pathetic, stinky worm decides it's a good idea to try and legally strong-arm a YouTuber they don't like with some lawsuit to scare them, or get money out of them, or get the video taken down, or something like that. And I always can't help but find it comical, because it never works out in their favor. This whole thing was about him being, upset and riddled with anxiety, worrying that Otozi's video ruined his reputation, even though BitBoy's lawsuit has done significantly more damage than Otozi could have ever done. Angrily filing a frivolous lawsuit on the internet is like publicly guillotining yourself. It's reputational suicide. I promise you, Otozi's video did negligible damage to your brand. However, you have just completely wiped your ass with it.
Charlie's video, alongside coverage from other popular YouTubers like CoffeeZilla, brought a lot more exposure to this
Coffee
bogus
goddamn
lawsuit.
over.
The backlash from this became so intense that just 5 days after Charlie's video, Ben was forced to drop the lawsuit completely. And while he's still active on YouTube, his viewership is a mere fraction of what it used to be. Otozi, on the other hand, is doing better than ever. It's wild to think how differently this could have played out if Charlie hadn't exposed the fake crypto guru in front of his millions of viewers.
Bro, if coffee got you, bro, you